Hey guys, it's January 1st, 2021, so Happy New Year. If you are just joining me for the first time, my name is Kimberly. I left New York City this past summer to live on 27 acres of beautiful wilderness in northern Michigan. I live in a one-room cabin with no kitchen, no bathroom, and no running water. So today I'm standing here, crouching here next to my rocket stove. I just put a video up a couple days ago about how well this rocket stove would work in the snow. And it worked pretty well, but I had to restart the fire a couple times. So I'm not 100% happy with the construction of it, and I think I know what I'd like to change. So today I am going to deconstruct the rocket stove and put it back together. So before I put this rocket stove together, I had intended on using this wire mesh, which was some leftover, it's actually called hardware cloth, that I had used for my raised garden beds. So this was supposed to go on a layer in here. It's going to create an area where you light the fire underneath and then the firewood sits on top. Changed my mind last minute and didn't include it, so I think that might be the issue. I'm going to try it out today and I'm so excited for you to join me. This is kind of a spur of the moment video. I have no idea how this is going to go, so let's check it out. So if you haven't seen my last video yet and you're wondering what is a rocket stove, this rocket stove is made just from fire bricks. I've got some cinder blocks on the bottom, but the entire construction is made from fire bricks. And I used fire bricks because they can withstand heat. Some other bricks that you might use absorb water when it rains or snows or something like that, and they can explode. So I wanted to be sure I had fire bricks, which I do. And this rocket stove works with just a little bit of dry timber. So you don't need any propane, you don't need electricity, and it's a really wonderful alternative to have if your power goes out, God forbid, or you have any kind of emergency situation. You will have a way to boil water, which will be very important if you need clean drinking water, and you will have a way to cook food. So I'm very, very happy that I put this together over the summer. And you can see I've still got some firewood in here from the other day. I was trying to melt some snow, which is something I want to be doing on a regular basis because I have a BERKEY water filter, which is a very effective filter. It actually purifies water and it gets out 99% of bacteria and viruses. And if you had like bottled water from the store and you still want, you might still want to filter that, because oftentimes these companies add in, and here comes a dog to visit me. Hello, Marshall. Hello. Okay, you're on camera, buddy. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Marshall is my brother's dog, and my brother lives nearby, so he comes over to visit me every once in a while, and he's always very excited. How you doing, bud? How you doing? Hey. Hi. Okay. All right, I got to put together this stove. What you gonna do? You're just gonna jump all over me? Okay, so as I was saying, even when you buy bottled water from the store, these companies often add things into the water like fluoride and chlorine. So it doesn't seem to make any sense to me. It might not make any sense to you, and I know a lot of people, if you're like me, you don't want fluoride in your water. So the BERKEY filter that I have can remove fluoride and chlorine and all the other bad stuff that you don't want in your water. So my plan is to be melting the snow, running it through my BERKEY, and then that way I don't have to spend as much money on gallons of water from the store because that adds up really quick. And the thing about the rocket stove is I have this huge pot and I can melt so much more snow in this thing, and I think it's a little too heavy for the hot plate that I have inside of the cabin. So trying to make it to where I can get this thing working without having to restart it too many times. Okay guys, so now I have the foundation of the rocket stove laid out. So I'm going to cut this mesh so that it just fits just perfectly inside. I don't want any edges sticking out because they can be kind of sharp, and I don't want to cut myself later on. So I'm going to go just a little bit inside of the borders, and I don't want anyone else to cut themselves either. Second. Perfect. Okay. Now, we're going to start overlaying the bricks on top of each other, kind of like where they cover the cracks. I'll make sure that the black part of these bricks, I'll try to have those on the inside. You can see that I have been using the rocket stove a lot, so they're turning black a little bit. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to push these bottom ones out a little bit. Just a little, so that I can get a grip on this middle one. I'm going to pull it out, because that was just for spacing while we put it together. I'll push that back in so it's lined up. And now what we have is a little chamber area and some hardware cloth on top. So I'm going to come over and I'm going to give you a closer view so you can see it for yourself. All right, so here's the construction so far. We got that wire hardware cloth, which fits, I've got a piece that fits the whole structure of the foundation, and that's where the firewood is going to rest. And you put the fire starter underneath. It's going to be a good little ventilation chamber. Hopefully, we'll see how it works. Okay, so that was the last brick. I'm feeling very excited about this. I mentioned that the rocket stove is put together with just fire bricks, but of course I forgot the last part, and this is a little stovetop burner. So you can pick these up at like a Habitat for Humanity, Restore, or if you have an extra one laying around your house for some reason, but you just set this right on top and it should be good to go. I am really excited to try this out. This was my original vision of the stove, so I hope this works, and let's give it a try. Okay, so I've got some dry firewood. These pieces are probably a little bit bigger than I would like. I've got to get the chainsaw out and cut them down a little bit. So if you saw my last video, you probably remember that my favorite way to start a fire without a torch is with some cotton balls and Vaseline. So that's what I'm going to do. It's a really great way to start a fire, and most people have these items laying around their house. So I'm going to put the cotton ball at the end of this, whoops, just dropped one, at the end of this wood. Get a match. I'm going to put that underneath. All right. Put this up. I should have moved that first. Oops. Actually, I forgot I've got some tumbleweed in my pocket. I'm going to put that down there so it catches a nice flame. There we go. See if we can get a nice fire going. All right, so you can see that fire is going pretty well. I also dropped some cardboard in there just to really get that flame going so it can catch the larger pieces of timber on fire. I'm gonna put the pot over it and I'll report back to let you know how this is going. Okay guys, so here is the inside of the rocket stove. I already have a really good feeling about this new design because what was happening before, I didn't have a separation between the chambers. So as things were burning, it was sort of getting, how can I put this, really full and congested. So I don't think there was proper ventilation to keep the fire going because fire needs some air to keep it burning. So this, you can see, is separating the two. So as the things burn, the sediment will kind of lay on the bottom and the ventilation chamber on the bottom stays pretty clean. So let's go up. Well, let's see. Can you see the flame? There is one, but I don't know if the camera's catching it, but it's there. So it is, let's get the time here. Okay, so it is 3:05 p.m. I'm going to see how long it takes to get this bucket, this pot of snow melted. It's about halfway full. So last time when I tried this, if you saw my last video, it was frozen water. There was like, I would say 3 inches of rock solid ice on the bottom. That's not the case with this one. There's no frozen water, but there is snow, which is a little different. So I don't think we're going to have a problem with condensation on the bottom like I did last time, but we'll see. I'll check back with you. Okay guys, so a little update. When I left you, it was 3:05. That's when I basically left the pot of snow on the rocket stove. It is now 3:25. I have not had to restart the fire one single time. And with my previous rocket stove design, I would have had to have restarted the fire at least once in 20 minutes. Now, the flame has gone down a few times, but all I had to do was take, you know, a little wooden stick and kind of move things around and it restarted up. So that's a big improvement. I'm going to show you now how the water is doing or how the snow is melting. So let's check it out. All right, that is looking very good. This pot was filled at least halfway with snow. So the thing about melting snow is you could fill half of this pot up, and when everything melts down, you get just a couple inches of water. So that's one reason why I really wanted to get this rocket stove going, so I can use this bigger pot, because when I'm using the little pan that goes on my hot plate, it's kind of taking forever because I have to keep putting more and more snow in it. But this, I can do a big amount all at once, and I'm so excited. So thank you so much for joining me here. I'm going to let this fire keep burning, and then I'm going to put this water through my Berkey, and it's going to be ready to drink. Happy New Year. Don't forget to press like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you like what I'm doing. and leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you think. Okay, thank you for joining me. Your support means so much.